Hey guys, welcome to Coffee with the Statesmen. My name is Bella McCullough, and I will be your host. So Coffee with the Statesman is really going to be introducing Statesman Nation to the world and really getting to know who the athletes and the students are at William Penn University. I think this is especially important because we have so many different students from all around the world and from so many different backgrounds. It's really great to get to know them. And so, as an athlete from women's lacrosse, I really wanted to start with somebody impactful towards me and towards my story and how I got here. So, I decided to get started with Miss Kenzie Petersen, class of, I believe, 2023. All right. How are you doing, Kenzie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. So, how are you feeling about being the first guest on Coffee with a Statesman?
It's exciting, and I didn't even know they used to do it, like you were saying.
Yeah, it was a different format in a way, but I think right now it's going to be really good because it really introduces us to what's going on, like especially now. So Kenzie, why Penn?
So it's kind of a little bit of a story. I joined lacrosse when I was in 10th grade. I played hockey for 13 years, and I thought joining a new sport would be fun, and I didn't even know you could play collegiately, and so William Penn reached out to me, and then a bunch of other colleges started reaching out, and I visited here. There was 14 inches of snow when I came. I could only see the pack, but Luke Christiansen got me here, and I love the decision I made.
Oh, definitely. I think you have made such an impact on this program. Especially, you made second team of all KSAC, right?
KCAC, yep.
KCAC.
Mhm.
I never know how to pronounce
It's
it.
all
My
right.
apologies.
We're not in it anymore.
Heart of America for
Yeah.
the win. So, as a junior, you made all KCAC, second team, and then you really made an impact on this program, especially like you joined the sport pretty late into your career. How did that affect you, like in your like training and all of that?
I can definitely say my freshman year was it kind of helped that everyone was a freshman, but it also was a very healthy, like, competitive environment to be in because no one already had that seniority over you. So that's kind of when I really picked up my stick skills. You know, me and my roommates, we were passing, doing wall ball all the time. And so that's what really, like, helped me in the beginning. But yeah, I mean, it was just we're all in it together, basically.
Kenzie, that's really cool. So, when your stick skills started, you started playing around senior year, correct, lacrosse, or before that?
Sophomore year.
Sophomore year.
Mhm.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember it, and I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. That's my fault.
No, you're
But
good.
so getting your stick skills to the point they are now, how did you like with the like your class of 23? What did you guys do that first year to really get there, and how to get started?
Honestly, it was kind of challenging because it was COVID year. So we had that fall, and we had a lot of, wall ball sessions, a lot of individuals. We really just motivated each other, because that's how we got to know each other too.
Yeah.
But that really, I mean, it came down to, COVID summer was if you wanted to get better, you had to, you had to motivate yourself. And if you didn't, then.
You just didn't.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, that's really cool. So when you were practicing on your own during COVID, what inspired you to keep going? Other than just like if you did it, you did it kind of thing.
Honestly, pure boredom. So,
Yeah?
so bored.
You're just sitting there like, I can do wall ball right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like my parents got me a net and a rebounder, and
That's all you need.
Yeah, I have two younger siblings, and one of them played lacrosse, so that kind of helped too. We were just so bored. So
Definitely. And like that must have been weird, especially like new program, it's a big deal. You're coming into your freshman year and then it ends abruptly. And so I'm actually a freshman now, and so I personally dealt with that through high school, but I didn't deal with that at the collegiate level, so I don't know how that affected you. How did that like affect your confidence in the like a growing program?
I think it was really hard because I felt like I just kept starting over.
Yeah.
I felt like we never really could get our feet moving until honestly my junior year, because sophomore year was just like a repeat of freshman year, and so once junior year came, it was nice to kind of have that first year of like bringing back the same people and like having that experience.
It felt secure.
Yes.
And that's something that's so important. I think our previous coach really pushed, especially like that culture she really worked on, I think really helped. So there were a couple changes in the program throughout your years. How did you adapt to that? What really like pushed you to like stay here and keep fighting for this team?
To be completely honest, like I said, freshman year, that was just like a once in a, who would have saw COVID coming?
Oh yeah.
And sophomore year, like we all kind of banded together on that. Like you said, there was a lot of changes, and I think, after sophomore year, it was, a lot of people were questioning that stay or go, which is really sad. But it's crazy how big of a change, junior year with that new coaching change.
Yeah.
It was a complete turnaround, and it really helped our culture. And it's really nice to see like what we've come from that, because now we are on the right foot. We are.
It's a family. Like literally, I could come to you about anything.
Yes.
And frankly, you're the best. Literally, we stand. But
thank you. But
I agree. I think especially like from what I've seen, at least looking from the outside in, the culture on the team has been so like the difference is very like marked, and you can tell by the way the seniors lead, and especially you lead. Because I feel like a lot of people do see you as like a leader on that team. Like you are the like big part of the team and like a core of it. I think that's super important to see in a program, and something that like team culture needs. And so, in your opinion, what do you do to like impact that team culture? What are your like thoughts when you're going through and like working with the team, talking to the team?
Honestly, like the first thing I always try to do, I want to always be that help or that person you can come to, I like to make that connection with the team and let them know that I am there for them. I think another thing, especially with, a lot of changes we've gone through and a lot of unknowns like COVID, I think you got to be positive, like people, when they're unsure of what's going to happen and what's going on, like you got to be that positive one, and it just like reassures a lot of people, because if you stress, they're going to stress.
Definitely.
So it's good to be kind of like, I want to be their rock for people.
I think that's something really important, and then what sticks out is when you're stressed, everyone's stressed, and I think that says a lot about you as a person and like the cognizance you have about what's going on. And I think that's such an awesome trait for a leader, especially like as a freshman. I look up to people like that, and I look up to like the experiences that they have. So like you've been at Penn for upcoming on 4 years now. What is your favorite memory? Like we're gonna change gears here a little more, like just fun kind of thing.
That's tough. Honestly, I love Penstock. Penstock is so fun, and like it's just like a good celebration.
For the listeners who don't know what Penstock is, what is Penstock?
So it's kind of like our, I want to say like end of the year party. I don't really know how they like advertise it, but basically I think it's the last weekend before school gets out, and we all just CAB usually organizes it with SGA. And they put on just basically this big party. There's one theme, and we just come play games. Like there's like mechanical bowls, there's inflatables. Like it's just, there's a lot there.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of fun. So like you like Penstock. Is there anything else that like really stands out for you?
Honestly, all the games. Like I love sporting events here.
Oh, yeah.
It is so fun. Like I can't wait for you to see men's volleyball.
I'm so excited.
That is such a fun experience, and same with men's basketball.
Men's basketball looks electric. Those players are always moving, man. Like I am seeing them practice in the pack already, and it's insane.
Yeah, and they have that toilet paper game. That's a classic. Like you can't go wrong. Like I just think like the game atmosphere here at Penn is like insane.
It's so cool. Like you get to see, because it's a bunch of athletes. We're a lot. To be completely frank, it is a school full of athletes. Like getting to see that energy is so cool, because like regardless of if it's your sport or not, you are out there cheering, screaming your head off. So like, I worked a soccer game a couple days ago, working for filming it, and the energy was just electric. Like the guys on the sideline were yelling, they're having a good time, but it's all like in the spirit of like William Penn. It's like all just super supportive of our team. And I think that's really cool. So kind of like going off of that, like what has been like a really like important thing for you at Penn? Like what has been like something that's been like other than lacrosse that has really affected your time here?
I feel like I could take this a lot of ways, but I'd say, something that I've kind of learned from Penn or really enjoyed is like as a student, like and an athlete, you can get busy so fast. And if it wasn't for like my professors, and I know I'm not in a very popular major, so that might be there's like 5 of us.
She's an accounting major, y'all.
Yeah, and like so I don't know if that's what makes a big difference for me, but like it's just like your professors are your friends, and they like come to your sporting events, and they're always there to help you, and half of them give out their phone numbers, so it's so easy to contact them. Like I don't know if I would have had like that same experience at a different college, with such support.
So speaking of accounting, how did you land on that major?
Oh
Like,
my god.
what was the decision there?
I don't even know. It was like I came in as a kinesiology major. I want to be an athletic
Ooh.
trainer. Yep. Wow.
Ooh,
So I
thank
took
you.
all those classes freshman year, and then sophomore year I decided I wanted to be a cop, and so I went into criminology. I was switching everything, and then I decided to be just a math major. But then I realized you can't do anything with a math major degree
You
unless
can
you're
talk about math.
yeah. That's basically it. Because if you don't get
Yeah.
your like an education to like
You
you
can't
know
teach. You can teach
can't-
math if you get education with it.
yeah,
But
but I didn't. And
Math.
so my advisor happened to be the accounting professor, and he's like, just try it. And I've been in it since. So
that always works.
yeah.
I personally, I wish I could do that. Math is not my thing. Um, so when it comes to like picking your major here, you were able to switch so many times and still have like your credits because you're graduating this year, correct?
Mhm.
So something about Penn. Why do you think it's so possible to be able to do that here? Like, what do you think really helped you, like, supported you in changing that?
Honestly, sorry. My advisors like, because I had as you switch majors, you switch advisors, and my advisors constantly supported me. I was like, hey, like I really don't think I like this, and they're like, great, okay, let's get you into something else. Like they're just so supportive, and I'm like, okay, well, is it gonna work? Am I gonna graduate on time? They're like, yeah, we'll throw them in as electives, or we'll make them work. Or I took a sports class that we like read like 7 books in it, and he's like, all right, this is your humanities class now. Perfect. So they make it work for
Yeah.
you and make sure you still get that diverse education.
I think that's great to hear. Personally, I'm so bummed I couldn't take it, but this semester they have a true crime class, and I was
Oh,
so
really?
bummed because it's literally just true crime, and it's an English class, but like, and it would have counted towards my stuff, but I couldn't take it.
That's awesome. That's cool, the class to take.
It's so cool, and the way the teacher talks about it, or the professor, because they're my advisor and they're also they're my English Comp 2 professor. It's so interesting, and I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
So, you've been playing lacrosse here, and especially this past year has been so big for you. Like, you have been on fire. Like, Kenzie, Petersen, pushing P, let's go, man. What do you think really helped you this year? What caused that drive? What caused that push to be the best?
I wouldn't say the best, but
Well, I'm saying
best version of
the
myself.
best, be the best you kind of
Yes.
thing. My words were a mess there, but you know
No,
what I
you're-
mean.
Yes, yes. Honestly, so I played midfield my first 2 years, and I wasn't really given that opportunity to be the person, to rely on or the playmaker. I was like the assister, I was the defender, like that just was, and so when Coach Sherman came in, she gave me the opportunity to just play attack.
Yeah.
And like I love defense too, so I was bummed, but I don't miss the running
Oh yeah.
at all.
Back and forth.
Honestly, yeah, my body can't take it anyways. I'm an old soul. And so yeah, I think like given the opportunity, put me in the right spot, like as being the only lefty on the team, it doesn't make sense for me to play on the right side,
Let
you
me
know?
add, she is a dangerous shooter. She is. I'm a goalie, and so I'm a little biased, but she's coming at you with lefty, and I'm like, I cannot track this. It's insane. You're so amazing at it. So, how did you get better? Like, what did you do? What did you do to train? What did you do to like get those like reps and get faster and stronger?
So I think honestly, I always tell people I'm blessed. I'm just blessed. Like not with like I have like naturally I'm pretty strong, and so like, but I did a lot of our old GA Emma Lady. She was awesome with shooting form. She taught me everything. Like I was with her 4 or 5 days a week in the pack, and I would just work on my form like stationary, not
You
even
get that
running.
elbow up.
Yep. Yep. Crossbody shots. They had me going like hard angle shots. Like that is the only way to like get that full range of motion,
Oh, yeah.
and with your left and with your right, because
You can't do it left and right. You can't do it at all.
yeah, it's the best way to just get diverse player, and
Yeah.
once I got that down, then we started, with the catching and shooting on the fly. Like I call them one-timers.
Yeah.
I think
get
people
one's
call
a
it
goal.
quick stick. I don't know, but yeah, I think honestly, like she helped a lot with my form, and then like doing it on your own.
Yeah.
Like you got it. she taught me basically the gist. Then you can go out
You
there.
build off of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, personally, I have favorite drills, but they're typically more defensive drills. I'm curious to see what your favorite drill is, if you could describe it.
Man, I don't even know. I know my least favorite, but I don't know.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the tea. Let's hear it.
Okay, so we had this drill last year. It's called New Blue, and I
Oh.
hate it. I absolutely hate it.
So what's new blue?
It doesn't even sound that hard. That's the thing, but it's draining. So basically, there's 3 teams, right? And it's defense, tag, and goalies. They're all in it, right? And we're basically all you have to do is like It's 3 in
I
the draw
think I
circle at a
did this with
time.
you.
I think you might have. It was
Because my helmet broke one
yeah,
of my
yeah,
visit.
yeah. Yes. And so like it literally you
So,
it's,
I hate
it's
it.
just hard because like not
It's
everyone
so
is like
tight.
it is such a small space, 3v3, and like when you have the goalies in, goalies can catch a lot because their sticks are so big, but I can't really throw because it's such a short distance.
Yeah.
And it's like frustrating, but it's supposed to be frustrating.
Yeah.
But
For context, goalies have a much larger stick than attackmen because we are trying to save the ball. So typically our sticks are built for long range passes and then mid range. And so when we're in a tight space, our sticks are a lot harder to maneuver. Sorry, I thought I'd add context.
yeah.
It's just,
For
again,
people who don't know,
people don't play lacrosse, and they should. I'm just saying, everyone should play lacrosse at least once in their life. But yeah, I think it's so important to like kind of like look at your favorite drills and like least favorite and figure out why. But can you think of any drill that you've enjoyed at least?
I'm trying to think. I just love scrimmaging, but I'm trying to think.
Sixes.
I was gonna say, I'm like that's literally just my highlight usually. But I'm trying to think of another one that we did.
I personally, if you want me to say, I like 6-on-6. I love 6-on-6, and typically that, and you'll throw in a 7th for attack. No, and so you have to play man down, and that's at least my favorite because it's a really nice build up or a build up. I love build up drills.
Yeah, I like those too, especially when it's like there's ways for like defense and attack to both get.
Yeah.
You know, like first one gets the ball, then that person gets the extra player. I think that's more fun, more realistic too, because like you're not always gonna be man up or man down.
You can be man down on attack too. I'm just saying. What is speaking of man down on attack or man down on defense, what is the wildest game you've ever played in college?
Okay, so when I just think man down, I think of one game, and it was a home game, and I don't even know who we were playing. I think they were conference, but we had 3 yellow cards at the same time.
Oh no.
So in the defensive zone, it was 4v7.
It's terrifying. It
was
literally terrifying.
It was hilarious, honestly. I couldn't believe we didn't get scored on.
And
they had 3 men up.
Slay, literally
and
slay.
Not get scored on. I was like, how? I think we had total like 7 or 8 yellow cards that game. My girl, Ref Maria, she had it out for us. But I mean, she's awesome.
We had one out, Dave.
Yeah.
I've had Dave for like 10 years now of my
Yeah.
lacrosse career. Not even. Like 6, but like Dave.
Yeah, no, and Maria's great. You know, I've talked to her personally, but yeah, that game she wasn't.
She was not having it.
No,
she was not having any of it.
She wasn't letting anyone do anything dangerous, keeping us safe. You know.
You go near the head, you think about it.
Yep.
Card.
Yeah, even I got a yellow card, and I've only had one.
You never get cards.
I've only had one.
What the
that
heck?
was the one.
That's always a scary game. What's your favorite game you've ever played?
Man, I don't know.
Any like specific thing, like what made it amazing? Do you have any like amazing goals, amazing records? Because I know from the past year you had a record high of 4 goals against St. Mary's, Kansas in one game.
Oh yes. Okay, so actually that's from my 2021
yeah,
season.
so that's a couple years ago, but I was just like, I thought I'd add.
Yeah. No, honestly, I really I had like I said, this year was a really good year for me.
Yeah, it was.
I think like I hit a high of like 7. I had like 3 7-point games, which was like
that's insane. That's a lot of work.
It was like back to back, and then of course things calmed down. But it was, I think, from last year, my favorite game was probably that Missouri Valley game.
That one was good.
Overtime. I think Bailey scored that overtime goal. I'm pretty sure on an 8-meter. I could be wrong. I was like, but that was insane. And I'm trying to think this year. I mean, for personal performance, I think like my game against Ave Maria was really good.
That was a good game. Yeah.
Yeah, me and Ferg really clicked that game, and you could see it. But yeah, I mean, all games are honestly. I just love all games.
Just love lacrosse. Live, laugh, love lacrosse.
Literally.
Yep. We stand right here because like the fact that you can't think of one because there's so many is so cool, and that just shows how much passion you have for the sport. Like, frankly, I'm kind of the same way, but also there are games that I'm like, yeah, no, that was my game. But that's coming from a goalie's perspective because, again, every little thing that happens typically gets pointed back to us.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. So, again, you played ice hockey, and so that's completely different from lacrosse. How did you translate all of those skills? Like, especially, like, you started a sophomore year. And, like, I know, did you still play ice hockey up until you graduated high school?
Yes, I did.
So you were a dual sport athlete, and like did those skills translate at all? How did you like? How was that switch? How was all of that?
Honestly, yeah, I think like the team aspect of it, is kind of the same. Like, it's a little different because in hockey, like there's 5 players, 6 with the goalie, and everyone's playing forward. I mean, attack. Everyone's playing defense. Where in lacrosse, like you can specialize and just do attack or just do defense, or you can be the midfield. And so I think that was a little different, but I think like the team aspect of it was the same. Hand-eye coordination was great. I also joined tennis that year, and so it was
tri-sport athlete.
Yeah, we got scholarships. It was a small scholarship if you did 3 sports for 3 years in high school. So I was just like, sure, why not?
Dang.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, I think the hand-eye coordination really went hand in hand. Like I can't play sports where it's like soccer. Like I need like a tool. I need a racket. I need a stick. Like I can't do it with strictly my hands.
And I think that's so valid because like people who play soccer literally insane at their sport, but I personally could never. No. Like that's I'm like no, I like my stick. I like standing there. Yeah. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So like translating those skills, was it easier since you had a stick already in your hand in just a different form?
Yeah, I definitely picked it up really quick. I was surprised. It was really embarrassing though. I was that kid, 10th grade, right? Like by now you should have a normal stick, but like I've never played. My parents
did. You have the pink pocket?
I was neon green.
The neon green stick. Yep. So there are starter sticks you can buy they're typically for youth lacrosse, and it's a cheaper,
like
easier.
$60.
You can,
so cheap.
Because my stick runs like 120 typically. And like yours is nice. So like I think you have the same brand as I do right now.
Now I do, yeah. I just got that one. That one was like, I don't know, $275.
Yeah, you can spend a lot of money on a stick. So it's a really good starter stick. But majority of the time once you're in high school, you are getting into those nicer brands. And so that is so fun.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. And I didn't even know. Like people were making fun of me and I didn't even know. Like on the other team, they'd be like, yo, neon green stick. And I was like, what? It's cool, is it not?
You're like, I like the green.
I was like, someone should have told me, but I mean, I didn't know if I was gonna like the sport or not.
You can't invest in something that you don't know about. Yeah,
no. And that's why I like it. It's pretty cheap to join the sport.
It is so accessible, especially now. There's a lot of different places that you can go try a game for free, and you can go just pick up a stick. So like personally, I work with Mexico Lacrosse, and I'm on their women's development team and senior national team, and so we run clinics, and so we're having a sixes clinic in October, I believe, or it might be a tournament. I think it might be a little bit of both, but we have sticks that we are bringing out there so we can help teach girls to play lacrosse, and like it has become so accessible, especially now, and so like unfortunately there's not as much in Iowa, so it's a big deal that like Mount St. Mercy? I believe so. There's a couple teams now in Iowa, and that's a huge deal, and so like you're from Minnesota, correct? It's not big there yet. It wasn't big there at the time, was it?
No, and honestly, though, I'm impressed. Like, Minnesota is, if you compare Minnesota to Iowa lacrosse, that's the huge difference. Yeah. Because every team in my conference had a lacrosse team. Yeah. Like, it was normal. And again, I didn't know what lacrosse was until my friend told me to join, but, like, there are many teams, and they even have club. I didn't even know club was a thing until after I graduated.
Big ones now, like Lax Monkey.
Yeah, and it's like True
Minnesota, Truex. Yeah, they're everywhere. They're like kind of
the Lakers. I don't know.
They're a chain. They're a thing now. Yeah. It's really cool though, especially because like it gave accessibility to people like you. But like, so when you started, did your high school only have 1 team, 2 teams? What was that environment for you?
We were crazy. We had 3 teams. We had over 60 girls when I joined, and like half of us we're all from like either the hockey team, the basketball team, or tennis. We just convinced all of our friends to play because it was fun. And I have a pretty big high school, but yeah, I remember joining and like I said, I picked it up really quick. Like my friend helped me a lot too. In the morning, we'd go early and we'd pass, and like we had a activity center, like the PAC does, same thing. Yeah. And so I picked it up really quick. And so I got to I remember the day they told me after tryouts that I made JV.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like,
you're hot stuff right there, bro.
I was like, I remember I went up to the coach after. I was like, are you sure? Did you say the right number?
With the lime green stick?
Yep. And I was like number 61. Like
Did you guys have a freshman team as well? Is that kind of how this?
No, it was varsity JV and then C squad or B squad, whatever you want to call it. They all competed. There was other teams.
Interesting. I'm not sure how the structure works in Minnesota, but we typically only go down to freshmen in California.
Yeah, we were 7 through 12.
Oh my god.
Because there was no middle. I don't think there was a middle school team at that point. We still are 7 through 12. Oh. I believe. So that's probably why we
where
have
did
so
you go
many.
to high school?
St. Michael Albertville High School.
We gotta shout that out. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Really. No.
STMA.
Yeah. So you started in sophomore year. So you started recruiting really late. Because for context, most lacrosse players, people start getting looks like now, like 8th grade, because recruiting rules changed. You could have commit beforehand, whenever, and so once rules changed, you get D3s, like very low D3s, NAIs looking at you around 8th, and then it starts building up to D1 around your junior year. So when people aren't getting those touches as much and they're not getting that vision, it's a lot harder to go play lacrosse in college once you've hit like your junior senior year. How did that work for you? When did that how did your recruiting journey go?
I actually remember my senior year sitting on my friend's floor, and I was just like, should I do hockey or lacrosse? Like, what should I do? I didn't even know. And like,
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, like I'm definitely better at lacrosse than I was at hockey. You know, like I loved it. I played it forever, but you know, just because you work hard doesn't mean you're gonna be good. You know.
I can't ice skate, so I'm even behind you, bro.
Yeah. I started skating when I was 3. Like.
Oh, so you grew up in skates?
Yes, I did. Yeah, my dad played hockey. All 3 of my siblings, we all play hockey, and we're all lefties too, which is very interesting.
Heck?
Yeah.
Okay, so you couldn't decide between lacrosse or hockey.
Yeah, but then I decided, you know, basically, I mean, I can be more successful in lacrosse. So I did go with lacrosse. I created an NCSA profile. I had no idea what that was. I looked it up. I didn't even know they had those. Like I really had no idea how to like even get recruited. And I mean that opened a lot of doors for me. I was surprised. I was like,
the second you have a profile, schools immediately start.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, and the film's not great because, you know, Minnesota, we like have like a tripod. Yeah. One corner of the field, and I played defense, so it wasn't even on my I didn't get any. Like, so it was like hard to validate, you know, our stats. We didn't have stats if you're on defense. If you score goals, you did.
Caused turnovers and ground balls are basically it.
No, so they're really just going off my word, and I was like, man, like I don't even, you know, I had some film, like very small. We played other teams that were, you know, a little more established, and I sent that in, and you know, I got a few picks, but then I learned what NAI was.
And then there's all those doors opening right there.
It was insane. I was like, this is crazy. Like, I can get paid to play.
Man, it's so cool. Lacrosse is amazing because of that. There's so many opportunities.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Like, especially, we have some girls on the team who picked it up in college. Literally have never touched a stick before, picked it up. And I think that's so cool, and especially, like, what William Penn does. And I think it gave you opportunities. It gave me an opportunity. I think it's so cool what you and I get to do, especially, Kenzie, you're going into your senior year.
Heck yeah.
It's like you're a couple of weeks in, you're getting pretty settled.
Yep.
What's next after you graduate?
God, isn't that a question?
What's the plan? What do you want to do?
Man, I don't even know.
Do you want to continue with lacrosse coaching at all? Like, what's the big dream?
I can, you know, my parents, honestly, they'll laugh. Like, I'll tell them one day, this is exactly what I'm doing. The next week, I'll be like, actually, no, I'm going to do this instead.
That's valid.
So they support me, even though they know I'll change my mind all the time. But
yeah.
You know, I definitely may get my master's. And I'm definitely going to assistant coach.
Okay, we stand.
Yes, location.
TBD.
TBD.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, a lot to learn, a lot to grow, and you know, I like assistant coaching.
Yeah.
You know, maybe
You're kind of like a de facto coach right now, anyway. Like you're like a team coach kind of thing.
I'm just trying to do what I can, you know, support where.
Hey man, I'm giving you props here. Yeah. No, I think that's exciting, especially because like you were given that support, and I think you're gonna be able to give back so much. Especially like you have grown in these past 4 years. Especially hearing about your journey and just kind of like that. It's so cool to listen to. It's so cool to just see, you know. So, kind of like starting to wrap things up, I kind of wanted to do a little fun this or that about Penn and lacrosse. So I have a couple college teams involved, so I'm going to be like this or that, like Northwestern, Syracuse kind of thing, and then Penn stuff. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I might not be the most educated, honestly.
It's going to be big D1s.
Okay, I was like, because I am honestly, like, that's one thing. I'm not a huge lacrosse nerd, and I wish I knew more.
Okay.
You know?
All right, are you ready? I'm going to start with an easy one. This or that.
Okay.
Boston College or UNC?
I am BC all the way.
Valid. Let's hear some reasoning. Let's hear some explanation.
I mean, the obvious.
Charlotte North.
Yeah.
Charlotte North is the best player in women's lacrosse.
Her shot is insane. And honestly, Jamie Ortega,
Love
UNC.
her.
She is also awesome.
Impact player.
She is, and I think I look up to both of them. But what really got me hooked on watching D1 lacrosse?
Charlotte North.
Charlotte North. I mean, you see that shot, it's insane.
It's terrifying.
Like, I wish I could do that. Like, that is crazy.
It's that rip because it's so consistent, and now girls want to be like her. I'm a huge Rachel Hall stan, and she just came back for her 5th year.
I saw that. I saw
I'm
that today.
gonna cry. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I love watching her play. All right. Syracuse or Florida?
Syracuse.
Valid. I love Kayla Trainer as a coach. Literally so nice. She's an amazing person. I got to meet her.
Oh, you did?
I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So she's cool. All right. Team USA, Team Canada.
Team USA. I mean,
No.
Who is that girl? I'm so bad at names.
Canada on Team
She's
Canada.
not on Team Canada. I mean, she is actually.
Is it the girl who did the back shot?
Yes,
Dana
yes.
Dobie. I
Yes.
love Dana Dobie.
She was that. I think I was like,
See, I'm a Team Canada stan, but that's
Yeah.
because I play for a different team, so I'm just
It's,
like,
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Team USA is my class. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know any different.
All right. This can be a big one because this affects me if you say something. All right. Team England or Team Mexico?
Man, well, obviously I'm going to have to go to Team Mexico.
Okay,
like,
cool. That's a
how
good
would I
answer.
choose the other one?
I love Britt Reed as a goalie. Love their players, but also you got to go Team Mexico all the
Yeah.
way. We're the underdogs, man.
Exactly, yeah.
We're like 15th place, but like we're still there. We're fighting.
Hey, that's still
No,
impressive.
I know. I just had to bring that in. All
Yeah.
right. Pen stock or the toilet paper game?
Pen stock for sure. I
Okay.
love toilet paper game, but come on.
Okay. All right. A couple. Can I get? I think that's all my fun little this or that's for now. But I'm gonna do a couple rapid fire questions for
Okay.
you. Okay. Favorite walk up song?
Walk-up song. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. Okay, it starts with a G. My friends make fun of me. It's literally my favorite song. It's called Giant. No, it's called Giant by Rag. I know what it is, yes.
Okay.
Giant.
Okay. Pre-game meal.
Probably just penne pasta, man. I love that stuff.
Okay. Post-game meal.
Miran.
Oh, Miran. Literal staple here.
It is.
Okay. What's your favorite class you've ever had at Penn?
Favorite class? Honestly, Bio 101 with Professor Pete. He was so fun. We got to go fishing, and then when we caught the fish, we got to cook it the next day. We just dissected it and then cooked it. It was fun.
Oh. Conditioning or team lifts?
For real, team lifts.
Okay. I thought
I play attack. I don't run no more.
All right. Defensive drills or do you like shooting drills?
Shooting drills.
Okay.
I mean, I like them both. I just, I'm focused more on attack now.
All right. And fine. What has been something you've learned at Penn that you couldn't have learned anywhere else?
You're talking like educationally? Are you talking
Whatever you want to
lacrosse?
say.
Okay.
Whatever you want to say.
I mean, that's kind of hard because, like, any college experience, I think you're going to learn something. But I think, that's a good question. I honestly I liked learning about how, like, the school structure is. Kind of like in a way of, like how our athletic trainers are involved, how weightlifting staff, like, all the background stuff
Yeah.
to what makes a sport a sport. It's not as small as you think. Like, admissions is involved. Like, everyone is part of just being an athlete.
Yeah. All right, Kenzie, that's all my questions. I was very excited to get started, especially with you.
Thank
Get
you.
a little nervous, a little stage fright because I'm like, you're so cool.
Oh my gosh, no.
No, but do you have any parting words for the listeners?
I don't know. I mean, come out to lacrosse. We have a fall ball game in October. I'd say, learn the sport. It's for everyone.
Be there, be square.
Mm-hmm.
This has been Coffee with a Statesman. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you guys soon.